Why Deandre Ayton is a perfect fit for the Los Angeles Lakers. What is going on, everyone? I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Today, I want to talk about Ayton and how he was recently signed by the Lakers and why I think that is a perfect pickup for them. First things first though, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you are new here, my name's Devin. I make videos all about the NBA and we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. So if you appreciate the video or the info in it, consider hitting the button. And now let's get into it. So the Lakers finally found their center in Deandre Ayton. How do I feel about that? I think that this was actually a perfect fit for them. So the Lakers finally found their center in Deandre Ayton. Ayton averaged a 14.4 point and 10.2 double-double last season. And despite a lot of Ayton's shortcomings, he's actually pretty consistent. He's one of only a handful of players to average a double-double through the first 5 years of his NBA career. And regardless of how you feel about his attitude and his team chemistry at times, you got to admit he's a pretty consistent center with an elite mid-range. Along with his 14 points and 10 rebounds, he averaged 1.6 assists, 1 block, and shot over 55% from the field last season in Portland. And honestly, that's not really anything out of the ordinary. That's kind of just up to par with how Ayton normally plays. And so despite having down games throughout the season, you kind of know what you're going to get on a night-to-night basis. And the thing with Deandre Ayton is he's not trying to be any other sort of center. He's not going to be one of those centers like Joel Embiid who's just a lockdown on defense and kind of scares away the other team's offense. Ayton knows what his skill set is, and that's exactly what he's going to bring on a night-to-night basis. If you can find Deandre Ayton near the free throw line, that's pretty much a guaranteed bucket right there. And with a guy like Luca Donuch who's going to be throwing dimes to him all season, you already know that that's going to be an elite lob threat duo right there. And now Luca and Ayton becoming a prime duo from the 2018 draft class just makes a lot of sense. They were the number 1 and number 3 picks respectively, and it seems like they've actually somewhat kept in touch over the years as Luca has actually praised Ayton's ability to finish at the rim. And we've seen how Luca plays and fits really well alongside some other centers, even like Derek Lively.
And it was lob dunk, full court lob dunk. 3, he's gonna look like he's shooting it, throw a lob dunk. And it's funny because like I could see him test me. Like he's like, all right, he can catch that one. What about this one? Okay, he can catch that one. What about this one?
And so having a guy like Ayton who's super athletic and can catch those lobs and help space the floor a bit by being pretty elite with the mid-range, I think that's gonna help this Lakers team succeed. As teams around the NBA obviously know by now that Ayton's pretty consistent and automatic from the mid-range, and so that's just gonna leave a little bit more room around the court for guys like LeBron James to get going downhill, or for Luca Doncic to hit those threes. But speaking of LeBron, that's one thing that I'm a little bit worried about with this fit. One thing that happened in Portland a lot is you had a guard like Scoot Henderson who would like to drive a lot, and most of the time Ayton just kind of got in the way as he was really posted up in the mid-range and wasn't really spacing the floor super well. And so I'm not really sure how that's going to work on the Lakers, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. The Lakers have needed a center like this for a long time. They obviously missed out on a guy like Mark Williams at the trade deadline after the trade got rescinded, and then they weren't able to get a guy like Brook Lopez or Clint Capella or even Miles Turner. But honestly, the fact they didn't have to give up anything to get Deandre Ayton is a huge win for the team as a whole. If you are a Lakers fan and are new here, I'm a Portland fan, and so when the Blazers bought out Deandre Ayton, I thought that was a huge win for both now the Lakers after signing Ayton, but also for the Blazers at the time. So the fact that the Lakers were able to sign him without paying him his whole $35 million contract next season is a huge win. Ayton obviously signed a 2-year, $16.6 million deal, so he's getting just a little bit less than what he would have next season if he stayed in Portland. This helps clear up some money both for the Lakers next season as well for the Blazers in the short term. And I think that 2-year contract is honestly what a lot of people expected. It gives him a little bit of wiggle room so he can kind of try and prove himself this season. And then I'm sure ideally he signs an extension next offseason with the Lakers, assuming everything goes well this year. Deandre Ayton is obviously a huge upgrade at the center position, as the Lakers have been needing a center for quite a while. They lacked a bit of rim protection and rebounding the last couple of seasons, and Ayton's pretty much a double-double machine on a night-to-night basis, and is just pretty big as a whole, so he's a bit of a rim protection threat in that sense as well. And we've seen that he actually thrives in the postseason, so I think once the playoffs come around, assuming the Lakers make it, Ayton's gonna thrive. Now, there's been a lot of reports about Ayton's inconsistency and reported bad habits, and even as a Blazers fan, I wouldn't buy too much into these if you're a Lakers fan. Yes, Ayton has shown those traits in the past. There's clips that have gone viral of him just kind of being lazy on either defense or offense, not jumping for a rebound. And there's those reports that I know went viral last year of Ayton not being able to make it to a Blazers game because the roads were icy, or that he didn't have a mattress to sleep on. But I think Los Angeles is going to be the perfect place for Deandre Ayton, because he's going to be in a nurturing veteran style culture, and he's going to have a lot of guidance from the coaches and the staff and even LeBron. And I think that's really going to be designed to help Deandre Ayton focus and just overall thrive and become more of a veteran player. He's still kind of viewed as one of the younger players in the NBA, obviously being drafted in 2018. He's going into the 7th season. And so in that sense, compared to guys like LeBron, he still is a kid. But I think being in a more veteran-centered environment and one that's curated to win, I think that's going to really help him lock in mentally. And so I don't really think any of those bad habits or inconsistency issues are going to be a problem there in LA. Now, Ayton's never been one to shoot many 3-points. If you're a Lakers fan and haven't really watched too many of Ayton's highlights, he's not one to shoot a lot of 3-points. It seems like every season he goes into the year vowing that he's going to attempt at least 2 a game. That just has never really been the point. He has shot quite a bit more the last couple of seasons in Portland than he did in Phoenix. Still not at a high enough rate, though, for other teams to really want to guard him when he's out at the 3-point line. But who knows, maybe if he develops a bit of a 3-point bag going into this season, that could help space the floor even more for LeBron and Luca. Ayton's also not a slouch on defense. He may not be Rudy Gobert, but I think he'll definitely help this team a lot on both ends of the floor. So DeAndre Ayton kind of checks all the boxes. A double-double reliability, pick and roll synergy with Luca, helping with transition lobs with LeBron, rim protection, spacing. And honestly, it's a match built on stats, fit, and vision for today and the playoffs. I'm excited to watch DeAndre Ayton play in Los Angeles, and even as a Blazers fan and kind of being happy he's gone so the Blazers can kind of bring in a new era of the young centers here in Portland. I think Ayton's going to thrive in Los Angeles, and if you're a Lakers fan watching, you guys got yourself a good one. Comment below your thoughts though. If you're a Lakers fan, what are your hopes and dreams for Ayton this season? Are you expecting him to be the center you guys have been dreaming of for years and years, or are you kind of keeping your expectations low? And if you're a Blazers fan, are you happy that Ayton signed with the Lakers? Are you happy that he's just off the team? What are your thoughts? If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to consider hitting the subscribe button. Again, we're on the road to 3,000, so it would really mean a lot. And like the video and comment below overall just what videos you want to see from me next. That's all I have for you guys though. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.